Hello guys, welcome to another spooky video. It is Nata Fe. I hope you're watching this in the dark because it does not make sense to watch this in the light. But yes, I hope you guys do enjoy this video. Please continue watching, and I hope you're afraid because somebody is either behind you or under you, so just be careful. Hey guys, it's Nata Fe back at again with another spooky video. I promised that I wasn't gonna stop doing these videos because I know that you guys love them, right? So why would I stop doing them? Today is a Sunday night. I get out Monday morning tomorrow. I have 12 hours. I'm gonna be here for 12 hours, guys. I'm gonna do kind of like what I always do, but with a little twist. Okay. I think about a week or two ago, a fellow subscriber sent me his experiences. I'm gonna start off with that. Okay, so I'm gonna be reading scary stories, and one of these scary stories, yes, is gonna be from one of my subscribers. Shout out to him because he basically gave me a really good detailed story, like little stories here and there. So we're gonna start off with that, and then I will start with the Facebook page that I read because she's been posting a lot more too. Let's go ahead and start off with that because we're gonna try to get scared. I kind of wish I had more light. I want to put more light, but I just feel so weird. Like, the only thing is that this shit is taking life. It's taking life to load. So anyways, how have you guys been? I'm not gonna lie, I had a little breakdown and I hadn't really been crying. I don't really cry, but sometimes, like every other month or every few months, there'll be a heavy period, and I don't know why, I just couldn't handle this period. Like everything was hitting me at once because I think I was like at a kind of level of acceptance. Let me just go ahead and open this shit. Sorry, a little disturbance. It's because now the gates don't work. So now the gates don't work. So some people don't have a remote. So yeah, basically, I'm gonna try to park a little bit closer. So basically, this is so awkward, guys. So basically, where I work, the gate would only work if someone had a remote or if someone had access to it, like a keypad code. But mainly everybody would use the keypad. And now people who don't have something happened with 754. Something happened with the keypad, so now sometimes we can only open it from the inside. Like if somebody's inside, they can open the gate through the inside because the motion thing will go off, or somebody has to call or get the code. But since like I'm right here, this is from a subscriber. His name is Matt. This is what he sent me. Hey Nata, saludos, greetings to you and your viewers all the way from El Paso, Texas. Recently found out about your channel, and I simply wanted to share some of the experiences my family and I had growing up. Hopefully you like these. To start off, we used to live in a small trailer of 3 bedroom and 2 bath. We used to live in we believe that this trailer was haunted by a little girl because sometimes we would see an apparition of a little girl from time to time. It was a fairly small trailer for a family of 6. It was my parents and the 4 of us kids. I am the youngest, and I have 3 older siblings who are 3, 7, and 10 years older than me. I remember I was really young when all of this happened, but old enough to remember these experiences. The first story happened to my oldest sister, who was 16 at the time. She had claimed to have seen a dark apparition of a little girl in the corner of her room one night. Later on, she had told my parents about it. They simply didn't pay that much attention to it. My parents were very skeptical, but they themselves have experienced some stuff. Anyways, my sister had a boyfriend at that time who would stay at her house from time to time, and she eventually told him about her encounter of this apparition. But the thing is, he didn't believe in the paranormal. He would just make fun of her in a joking manner of how it was nothing and it was all just in her head, until this one time they got into a really big argument, which they ended up resolving later on, and her boyfriend eventually spent the night over at our house. During the middle of the night, my sister's boyfriend woke up with a burning sensation on his back, and when my sister checked him, his back was full of scratch marks. My sister told him that it was a little girl, which he still refused to believe even though he just got scratched by something. Shortly after all that, the radio turned on in the room, which freaked them out, but they never left the room. They just stood quiet. Then after a while, my sister went to unplug the radio from the wall and they fell back asleep. Oh yeah, and my sister's room would get cold from time to time. Like you would be chilling in her room and then suddenly the temperature would just drop, which I heard is a sign of something malicious inside there with you. Yeah, usually like that does happen. Like there'll be random cold spots. They usually do say that that's because there's something with you. The next encounter happened to my mom and cousins. One day, our family had a cookout at our house. It was a pretty good cookout, so we invited two of our cousins who were older than us to sleep over. They asked my mom and my tia, and they approved, so they spent the night at our house. When it was time to go to sleep, we all decided to sleep in the living room with them. In total, it was 6 of us, the 3 of my siblings and I, and the 2 of my cousins. We eventually got some blankets and laid them on the living room floor for some of us to sleep on. So it was my older sister and oldest cousin on the couch, and the youngest ones on the floors, and the youngest ones on the floor. It was around midnight when almost all of us had fallen asleep when my mom decided to get a glass of water from the kitchen. The kitchen was next to the living room, so it was easy to see the living room from the kitchen. Anyways, my mom went to the kitchen to get a glass of water when she saw a little girl standing behind one of the couches that was next to the entrance. Anyways, my mom went to the kitchen to get a glass of water when she saw the little girl standing behind one of the couches that was next to the entrance of our hallway, which led to our rooms. My mom said, "Ya vete a dormir, Michelle. Ya es tarde. Go to sleep, Michelle. It's already late." Thinking it was my sister Michelle behind one of the couches, and my mom proceeded to go back to her room. But the thing is, my sister was already asleep next to us on the floor. My cousin, who was sleeping on the couch, actually heard my mom when she told my sister to go to sleep. He froze up and put the blanket over his head and decided to go to sleep after that. The next morning, my mom asked why my sister was up so late when my cousin told her that was my sister already asleep next to us. Damn, that's fucking crazy. Another quick one that happened to my sister and I. My sister Michelle and I were still in an elementary school at this time, and the 2 of my older siblings were already in middle school and high school. Anyways, we had barely gotten out of school, and my mom was already cooking in the kitchen. We immediately sat down on the couch and started watching cartoons while the food was being prepared. When I noticed something from the corner of my eye, we had some long burgundy curtains in the same hallway that led to our rooms. I don't know why, but we just did. Anyways, they started swaying back and forth like there was wind blowing at them. The AC wasn't even on or any other fan in the house, so I thought it was strange that they were moving like that. I quickly asked my sister if she was watching the curtains, and she nodded. There was a random pencil on the floor, so I grabbed it and threw it against the curtains while they were moving. Then it seemed like someone grabbed the pencil from behind the curtains because the pencil stayed in the air for about 7 seconds. What the fuck? Then it fell on the floor. That shit scared the fuck out of us. So we ran to the kitchen, and for some reason my mom didn't see anything and started asking us what had happened. It was around the time where things often would happen. She believed because she believed us because some of the experiences we had throughout the house, but quickly confronted us to not be afraid, to not be scared of them, and instead pray. Damn.
That's like some fucking poltergeist shit.
I really hope you don't live there anymore because that's fucking scary. Damn. I keep like looking over my shoulder because I keep thinking that I'm seeing something. Especially when I read about the little girl, I'm like, fuck no, like, oh hell no. Damn, man. Shout out to you for sending those stories. Those are pretty good stories. I like how it's really, really in detail, so you can kind of like picture like if you're there. So yeah, shout out to you for sending that. Now we're gonna get into reading some stories from that page, also from people from, but they're from Laredo, Texas. So yeah, they're from here. Cause lately I have been seeing a lot of posts like just popping up, and I'm just like, damn. Lately at my house there really hasn't been anything. Sorry, my fucking Facebook is so laggy right now. I'm literally struggling so bad right now. I don't know what the fuck. I think I'm gonna insert later on and towards the end of the video like the video and picture evidence, because I know that that for sure is not gonna load, because I did see like a video. I didn't really look into it too much because I wanted to wait till later. Like I didn't even read the description. I tried to see it but I didn't hear any. I think I'm just gonna wait. So like all the pictures and all the videos that are not gonna load right now because my Wi-Fi sucks so fucking bad. Some of them are loading. Some of them are loading. I am trying to go to the latest one. This is a picture and it did load. I'm surprised. So this was posted, I don't know from who, but this, what the fuck, that looks like a werewolf. This is a picture. These pictures were caught on a trail cam near a farm. So you guys go ahead and tell me what the fuck y'all think. I think it could be a werewolf because it has very humane features. Like it has like hands but claws at the same time, and it has like a human like face. Disgusting. What the fuck? So you guys tell me what that thing is. Honestly, I think that's a werewolf. That's like my first instinct, and then after I think it's like a chupacabra. Like it could be a chupacabra because chupacabras are known to be like around the farms because they like to the cattle and all that stuff. That's fucking creepy. Like imagine you just wake up in the middle of the night because you hear like your farm animals going off and they're all like all fucking screaming, and then you see that shit. Well, that's where you gotta carry a shotgun and make sure that it's fucking silver, because from what I know, like the folklore, silver's your best friend. This is another picture. This was taken at a friend's cabin when the power was out. The previous owners had a cat. That's like a weird glitch. I never know how to react to pictures because I'm trying to debunk everything as much as I can. I don't know. So this is another one. This is from Nancy. I'm a huge fan of the paranormal. My husband and I decided to go to the abandoned cemetery on Zapata Highway. Where the fuck is that? Gotta find that. About a year ago, we had parked and got down real quick. Upon looking at some old graves and my husband was stepping around, he felt something hard under his boot. He kicked off some dirt and noticed it was a lid of a jar. He used his boot to dig around and managed to lift it out of the ground. It looked like a pasta sauce jar. Inside was a yellowish liquid, a photo of some guy wearing a cap, a paper with smeared writing on it, and a bunch of spices. In that same hole where I kicked it out from was another note that I couldn't make out, saying something like, "You belong to me and only me." The paper seemed wet and it was ripped full of dirt. I know a thing or two about brujeria, and I know very well someone buried this at the cemetery because no one really knows about it. My husband ended up kicking the jar far enough to land on the street and it broke. In a way, I felt like we broke the spell, but then again, I don't know what else that person has of that guy in other places. And no, nothing got attached to us. It's been over a year already. I have never experienced anything paranormal or any signs of brujeria done to me. I wouldn't even fucking mess with it. As soon as I would see the picture, like I would just leave it there. Like, don't even try to fuck with it, because you never know if that fucking witch bitch is like looking at you right now. Like imagine you're doing that and she had barely planted that. Like fuck no. Like this is a very quick thing. A follower writes, I heard a knock 3 times in my house. Nobody heard it but me. Can anyone help me explain what it could be? Every time there's some sort of knocking, all you gotta know is don't follow it. Don't open the door. If there's knocking on a door or knocking on a window, don't open it, because I always have this belief that it's because there's something trying to come in, and when you open that door, or when you open whatever it's knocking, you're inviting it in. There have been a lot of cases recently of knocking and shit. Like, fuck no. This is a picture. My mom sent me this photo back in 2018 and it still haunts me. For context, it's one of her friend's son around a fire in their backyard. Some have said it's a reflection in the fire, but the face is so clear and sinister to me. Let me know your thoughts. I wish I knew more about the kid in the photo, the land they live on, etc., but I don't. I don't know. You gotta bless that boy. You gotta pray for that boy. You gotta sprinkle that boy in some goddamn holy water. What the fuck? Anonymous, I recently found out that the neighborhood El Tonto is named like that because there used to be a mental hospital in the area. I didn't know this. I really want to know more. Does anyone know what happened? Why did they close it? Any stories? Can anyone confirm this? El Tonto? I don't even know that we had a neighborhood like that. I have a new video idea. We are going to visit this neighborhood. We're gonna try to find this abandoned building. So I didn't even know this. Somebody commented that building was a rehabilitation facility. I lived 2 blocks away. Yes, there is a mental hospital 2 blocks down from that building. If you go down on Wilm Avenue towards El Monte, you could probably see the foundation. The reason it closed was because of a water flood. My grandma will tell you stories about that building. That place was always a rehab. Lived in the area most of my life. There were stories of an old casaco further down. So people have said that it closed down because it was flooded. So I'm gonna try to look into this. Maybe there's some interesting stuff there. Follower was taking pictures of this house and later noticed a face staring out the window. Bitch. Uh-uh. Nah. You gotta be playing with me, bro. I feel like that's the most annoying thing. Like, imagine you're there, like, this is why if you go, like, ghost hunting or you go, like, exploring abandoned buildings, every time you take pictures, like, after a couple sessions of pictures, like, make sure that you, like, take a good look before you leave if you caught anything, because, bitch, you're not trying to, like, I just want to capture something and find it, like, right away. Was driving down the road around 2 a.m. and realized something at the side of the road. Luckily, my dash cam caught it. Can you all see what I'm seeing? Bitch, all you gotta see is good luck. That looks like a soldier. So, this is from Daniela. I have a newborn baby, 3 weeks old. I have a newborn baby, 3 weeks old, and on Thanksgiving night, my husband went to his parents and sister went to take his parents and sister back to their house because they don't have a vehicle. I didn't want to go because the baby was sleeping and I didn't want to take him out with the cold. So I stayed alone with the baby. He walked out the door at exactly 2 a.m. I was falling asleep when I hear my husband's voice say,
I'm here.
but he said it so loud from the living room. At first I thought, okay, he's here, but why is he yelling knowing that me and the baby will be asleep? Then I looked at the time and it's 2:17. Only 17 minutes passed. If anyone from Laredo knows the distance from Bota Ranch to Las Misiones on 359 is far. Couldn't have taken him 17 minutes to go and come back. I got up and turned on the bedroom light. Something in me made me close the bedroom door and lock it. I felt scared. I was hearing noises in the living room and the kitchen area. Then all of a sudden, I hear a loud knock on my bedroom window. Oof, fuck. Imagine her bedroom was on the second floor. If her fucking bedroom door, her bedroom, imagine it was like upstairs. And she hears that on the window. Yeah, so I hear a loud knock on my bedroom. Why did it disconnect? It was just one, but very loud. My baby jumped on how hard the knock was and started crying. I locked my bedroom door and picked up my baby and went into my restroom and locked the door. This whole time, I don't have my phone with me. I remember I had left it charging in the kitchen while we were having Thanksgiving dinner. I literally waited for an hour or so until I heard my husband call my name and wiggle the door to the bathroom like he does when he knows I'm using it. I knew that was him. I told him what I heard and he tells me to check the kitchen. The baby's photos from the photo shoot we had at the hospital were all thrown on the floor. He mentioned the door was locked when he came back. I told him about the knocking in the window and the bedroom door, and there wasn't any fingerprints in the wet. There wasn't any footprints in the wet dirt out back. I don't know what it was, but I was so scared. Never again am I staying alone. I have never experienced anything like this. I know for sure my baby's getting baptized as soon as possible. I was going to wait, but not after my experience. Damn. I always crave to be alone sometimes, but when I am alone, like, shit that you don't expect happens. So we should all get baptized just in case. Like, I think everybody should get baptized. I just got a notification from one of my favorite YouTube channels. It's called Soft White Underbelly. You guys should check it out. It has nothing to do with paranormal, but it does have a lot to do with like people that have been in so many fucked up situations, and they talk about where they come from. Like he interviews like pimps, prostitutes, strippers, drug addicts, incest survivors, and stuff like literally like the most effed up shit you could ever think of. He has interviewed everybody like that, and it's really really interesting because you get to hear from everybody's experiences and how they all got there. So yeah, that was just like a quick little thing. Sandra. I was driving by the Old Mercy Hospital about 2 weeks ago to video call a friend of mine from out of state who is obsessed with creepy buildings. I parked by the main entrance where the parking lot is and the main gate. I got down and was showing her that area, and I jumped and I turned the camera towards me to talk. I started joking around, saying I was gonna jump the fence. I fake attempted to jump when my friend says someone is behind you. Oh fuck. Oh hell no. Run. I fake attempted to jump when my friend says someone is behind you. I turn around and no one was there. She swore to God she saw someone all in black standing behind me by my car while I was pretending to jump. No one was around but me. It was around 11:40 p.m. I got back in my car, and the whole ride back home my car's radio wouldn't play anything. I switched to every station I had programmed, and it was silence. I couldn't even be on FaceTime because my friend couldn't see me. She would just see black, but she couldn't really hear me. When I got home, I was laying in bed, and one of my picture frames fell off the wall. They have been on the wall for years now, and suddenly it fell to the ground. I feel like I brought something home. Good luck. You gotta skedaddle, okay? You cannot be there. Oh my god, a fucking mosquito just got in the fucking car. Che pendejo. I can literally hear people talking, but it sounds like they're closer than they should be. So a photo has been taken and posted on the internet of what seems to be a sinister looking face peering over a woman's shoulder, and it's left people a bit freaked. The woman was alone at the time of taking the picture. Under the caption, "Please tell me that is your shy daughter." The image was uploaded online where, oh hell nah. I think I would like punch the shit out of the ghost, even if I can't punch it. Soon, I'm gonna start investigating and going to haunted places in out of town, like going to little places. Like this is a picture. It's an opinions post. Yorktown Memorial Hospital is located in Yorktown, Texas. LPS's second abandoned hospital investigation. Oh, it's just a guy. This abandoned hospital has its doors open to public paranormal tours at a reasonable price. Our question is, why can't Laredo have something like this? Just imagine the money the city would have made if they were open to a certain section to investigate at the old. Well, she said before the decaying happened, because this is actually a really, really good post, because the Old Mercy Hospital, like, honestly, could have made a lot of money. Like, yes, it's abandoned, but yes, they should do something like this. Like in Yorktown, this hospital has tours and like open paranormal tours at really good reasonable prices. They should do this at Mercy Hospital. They should have done it before it started decaying, because now it is really really not safe at all to even like go and break in, because it's so decayed. I had seen a random post that said this couple went in. You're not supposed to go in because it's locked, so you're not supposed to break in. And I think that they fell through or something like that. But yeah, I was like, what the fuck? So that's an opinion. Like, do you honestly think that abandoned buildings in certain areas should become paranormal tours before they decay, or at least for them to maintain them and just have them there for like a museum or paranormal tours. I feel like that would be so good, especially Old Mercy Hospital. Like, that is the most haunted place here. Well, one of them. Okay, this is from Renee. My grandma was a mean person. She hates all of her children and grandchildren, but yet my parents always made us stay one weekend every few months with her in Nuevo Laredo. It would be me, my three siblings, and cousins. We were all abused by her. Yet I don't know if her parents knew or didn't care, or they just didn't believe her lies and think we were lying when we would say she would mistreat us. The time she passed away was back in 2001. She had her funeral, and I remember my siblings and cousins were gonna go look at her in the coffin. I tagged along, and once we got near my brother, she said he was happy she no longer was there. I made a joke and we all left. That night, my sister woke up screaming from her room. She had long hair, and my grandma loved pulling it whenever she would pass by my sister. For some reason, she would wrap a fistful and just pull her hair and laugh when my sister would cry. I assumed this was when she was alive that she would do that shit. That's what I assumed. I went into her room and she had literally a bald spot bleeding from all the hair that was pulled by something. Oh my god, bitch. The following days, I woke up with a burning sensation on my back shoulder. I told my brother to check me, and I had a burned circle. My grandma loved to burn us with her cigarettes if we would pass by her when she was smoking outside, or one time she screamed my name to go to her, and she just burned me. Of course, my mom didn't believe me, and I got in trouble for making up lies. According to her, she never suspected her mom in doing harm to us. For weeks, we kept expecting what she would do to us. Another thing was my brother. My brother would dream of her hitting him, and a day or two later, he would have a bruise in the same area he would dream. It was crazy. Later, throughout the years, it stopped on its own, but just lately, I had a dream of her, and now I fear I can be experienced. First of all, Rene, it wasn't just your grandma that didn't like you, it was your mom, because your mom is supposed to be the one to protect you, and that old bitch, if you have any belongings of her, burn them, because that could be something that's like attaching y'all to her, and that's why she's taunting y'all in your dreams and in your sleep, because this bitch ass ghost has something tethered. It could be like her hair or teeth, or something that she would always wear or attach to. If you guys have it in your house, burn it, because that old needs to like not even rest. She just needs to be thrown to hell. That's a crazy your grandma. I mean, I'm not even gonna say rest in peace. She can't even, she does not deserve peace. Like, that fucking old monster, like, fuck that. I don't respect that. Like, and your mom should have fucking been there, like, listening to y'all. Like, common sense. If your kid has bruises and shit, like, why didn't she believe you guys? I'm just so mad. Your fucking grandma was a. This is from an anonymous follower. Hi. Hi. I saw the story about the duendes and I wanted to post a comment, but I don't want to offend anyone. I can tell you my story if you don't post my name. And it is about my experience with duendes, gnomes. I get super depressed sometimes and the house gets messy. One night, I had a dream that a gnome was in the kitchen washing the dishes. I walked in on him and he just stared at me. It was probably the size of a small kid. There are different sizes of duendes. I learned that later. I try to be friendly and not show. Bro, I need to get contacts because I keep seeing like my frames look like they make like these little reflections, and it looks like somebody next to me, and it's fucking annoying. So I try to be friendly and not show any fear. So I offered him food and he stared at me with his big green eyes. I asked him what he liked to eat and he just stared. The next day I got up with so much energy and I cleaned up the whole apartment. Now I try to keep it clean because duendes don't like it when the place is dirty. Time passed, and again I started feeling down with no energy. I had a black cat back then, and I thought that having a cat was causing some sort of illness since they carry many. Anyway, I was asleep and I hear the cat hissing and growling at something. I hear laughs, and I kind of sat up feeling groggy, and still feeling groggy from being sleepy. I saw the cat throwing paws at the duendes because they were trying to ride it. Yes, they wanted to ride the cats like a horse, and they were laughing at it. The duendes were maybe 10 inches. You know how I feel about duendes. You know how I feel about duendes. This is not fun for me to read. Okay? Okay, guys, I'm not comfortable, but I'm gonna finish the story because I love you guys. Oh, this 10 inches tall is enough to crawl inside of my butthole, I swear. They told me that I was being surrounded by a lot of bad energy at home and at work, and they said to buy myself some sunflowers, orange and yellow sunflowers, and put them in a vase with water and drop some lemons inside the vase. I did that, and it made a huge difference. I put them on my desk at work, and the whole negative vibe changed. They don't harm anyone. I remember that I put veneno to kill a rat, and later on I did some research. They don't like it when animals are killed, even if rats are disgusting. I say check on the barrio where there are duende sightings. What are people doing wrong? Is the place dirty? Are they killing animals? Are children being neglected? That's because that's when they show up to help, not to harm. I don't give a fuck if they're trying to help. I don't care. They scare the fuck out of me because it's just creepy. Even if you're like doing good with a duende and you're having a good relationship with a duende, imagine you get it mad, unintentionally mad. Imagine what they would fucking do. Fucking bite off your fucking toes. Oh hell no. That is just not for me. And of course, I do have to end it off with this duende story. It's just like too much for me. I've been recording for an hour. Bitch. I don't have duende stories, and I hope I never do, because it's not gonna end pretty for them. You know, I'm gonna be prepared, and I'm not going to let it live. Maybe. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna disrespect you. Let's just say they need to respect my privacy and my space, and I respect them by cleaning my fucking car. I'm gonna clean my car when I get out of work. I'm gonna clean my room. My room is not even that dirty. Like, I just gotta pick it up. But I'm gonna try to be cleaner. I actually do clean a lot. It's just I'm not good at organizing. I just heard the most fucking scary laugh a man can ever make. It sounded like a guy possessed, you know? Anyways, if you guys did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment down which is your favorite story so far. And if you do have some stories, please send them to my Instagram or my TikTok. And I also have a Facebook page. Send it wherever you're more active on. I do have a business email, but I don't know if I can put it out yet because I don't know. You know? Hope you guys did enjoy. I'm so not ready for this month, but I am ready at the same time because I know this month is going to be full of promise and growth, and I'm Santa Claus, bitch. So yes, thank you.